Good day, students. My name is Master Anthony Nalu. I am your mathematics teacher. Feels good to reach out to my students after a while. Today I would be teaching you about a topic titled fractions. In the course of today's class, we would define fractions, discuss the elements of a fraction, equivalent fractions, types of fractions and basic operations of fractions. A fraction is any group, number or whole. The fraction a/b is composed of a numerator a and a denominator b. Example 1. When Kamzi cut an orange into two equal parts, one portion of the sliced orange is half, 1/2. Elements of a fraction. The half is a fraction. We write as 1/2. The top number is called the numerator. It is the number of parts we have, while the bottom is called the denominator. It is the total number of parts the whole is divided into. Equivalent fractions. It is important to remember that there are many ways to represent the same fraction. For example, the fractions 1/2 and 2/4 are equivalent. But how do we go from one fraction to another and conserve the equivalence relation? A fraction remains equivalent if the numerator and the denominator are multiplied or divided by the same number. Types of fractions. There are three types of fractions. 1. Proper fraction. This is a type of fraction where the numerator is less than the denominator, for example 1/2, 3/7, etc. 2. Improper fractions. This is a type of fraction where the numerator is greater than the denominator, for example 5/3, 7/6, etc. 3. Mixed numbers. This is the combination of a whole number and a proper fraction, for example 3 and 1/2, 4 and 5/8, etc. Basic operations of fractions. This is simply the manipulation of fractions with basic mathematical symbols which include addition, plus, subtraction, dash, multiplication, times, and division, divided by. Addition. 1. To add fractions with same denominators, like fractions I. Add the numerators. 2. The denominators stays the same. 3. Simplify, reduce the answer. For example 4/10 plus 1 divided by 10 equals 5 divided by 10 equals 1/2. 2. To add fractions with different denominators, unlike fractions I. Convert the fractions so they have a common denominator. 2. Add the numerators. 3. The denominators stay the same. 5. Simplify, reduce the answer. For example 1/3 plus 4 divided by 10 equals 10/30 plus 12 divided by 30 equals 22 divided by 30 equals 11/15. Class exercise A. Simplify the exercise below on a plain sheet of paper with your name, date, class and subject boldly written at the top of it. Snap and send the copy to your class WhatsApp group platform before our next class. 1. Group of dots and denominator are elements of a fraction. 2. 1/2 is equivalent to 10/20. True or false? 3. 5/12 plus 1/12 equals 4. 5/15 minus 2/15 equals 5. 1/4 plus 3/10 equals. Thank you, Bar. Mrs. Tessie Aguini, for endorsing virtual classroom in solid-based private schools. And to all my students out there, it feels good to reach you all via a paperless classroom environment. Stay at home, remain safe, pray to God to deliver humanity from this pandemic, and always use personal protective equipment, PPE, like nose mask and hand gloves when and where necessary to do so. I love you all, hope to hear from you all in our next class. Ensure you do your assignment. Gracias.